Alright guys, welcome back. Today we'll be working on some animations, and the website we'll animate today is the one that we actually built in another video of mine. I think it was a sort of a speed coding kind of tutorial, and we built this site, and we built it using HTML and CSS, and we didn't animate it so far. That's what we're going to do today. And definitely make sure to check out the actual design of this page. The link will be down in the description. He built a few different versions of it with different kind of themes and images in the background. And what we have here is the site ready to go and ready to be animated. It's built in simple HTML and CSS, as you can see here on this side. We have our HTML structure right here and a couple of styles in this CSS file, and that's everything we have here. There's an image folder for the background image, and we have a file called function.js, which we'll use to write our animations. So what I did here specifically is a comment for the scripts, and then we have our actual JavaScript file that we'll write in, and I also added the Anime.js library, which we will be using to animate the site. You can check out the documentation and the actual web page of Anime.js. It's down in the description as well. You can read through the documentation. It's quite helpful actually. And so yeah, I added a CDN link to that as well. And whoops, that shouldn't be there. All right. And yeah, so what we'll do is simply start writing in our function.js. Obviously, this will all be gone. All right. And yeah, let's just start. First thing we are going to do is, as always, document.add event listener. And we're going to listen for DOM content loaded, just to make sure that the actual DOM is loaded before we start working with the site. Let's just check whether our JavaScript file is being recognized. Let's see, developer tools console. There we go, test is showing up, so that works. Awesome. So the very first thing we want to do is probably start by animating the headline here, Porto, which is a city in Portugal, or Portugal, I don't know how you pronounce it in English, whatever. We'll animate this headline, and we kind of want to do it similarly to how he intended it to be done in his design. Let's see where that shows up. I think Dribble is kind of having a bug here. Well, it doesn't really show up, but we want to animate each of those characters individually. So the very first thing we're going to do is let's start off by writing a comment, middle wrapper, and let's select the letters of that title. So what we're going to do is say document.query selector all in this case, because we want to select all the elements that have a class of letter to them. And let's see which elements that would be. In this case, it would be here, the div with the class of title, and inside of it we have letter. So that's making up our whole headline there, and we're selecting each of those letters. And let's start and begin animating those letters. So the way we do this in Anime.js is simply say animate, and then targets will be just use the variable there, letter. This will include all the letters, and then let's start with a simple translate y, and let's translate them from, whoops, there we go, from -50 on the y-axis to 0. That means it starts from -50 and then goes down to 0 to its initial position. Let's see if this works. It doesn't seem to work. All right, good. And let's see, what am I missing here? Targets should be letter, query selector all. Let's see whether we are getting an error or something. Console, one error. Unexpected token, semicolon. Where is that? On line 6. Ah, there we go. Yep, obviously. And refresh. And as you can see, something is happening. Our headline seems to be shaking in a way. So why is that? That is because first of all, we're animating each of those letters at the same time. So what we need to do is add a delay. In this case, using animate, it's pretty simple. You just say delay and then you use this function, you say element and I, and then you simply return, let's say 300 milliseconds of delay, and then add 70 to that and multiply it times I. I represents each of those elements, meaning the first one will be 1, the second one will be 2, and then 3, and then 4, meaning the delay will increase for each of those letters. Let's look at it now. There we go. As you can see, it's moving and they also have a pretty nice delay. All right, that's better already. Let's fine-tune this thing by saying easing. Instead of using the normal easing function, I'd like to use easeOutExpo. That's a little bit more elegant, so to say. And we'll also increase the duration to, actually no, the duration is probably fine. But what we can do, what's actually pretty important to do, is say opacity should go from 0 to 1. Otherwise, the element will simply start at the top and then go to the bottom, but obviously we don't want it to be visible when it's at the top. So we create this sort of effect. There we go. That's looking pretty good. Nice. All right. So next thing we want to do is animate probably these two elements here. So in this case, we're simply saying animate, and we're using targets again. But in this case, we are simply using CSS selectors, which Anime.js allows you to do. So we can say .middle wrapper and then just target the H3 there and set a comma. Let's see which element that would be. That would be .middle wrapper H3. That would be this sort of title. Awesome. So what do we want to do with that? Let's see, translate Y again, I guess. And in this case, we're going 20 to 0. So it's moving up. And again, we need to set the opacity from 0 to 1. The easing will be the same, obviously. Anything else would just look messy. And we'll add some proper delay to it. 1100 milliseconds. That means this animation will start 100 milliseconds after this one has ended, because the duration for this one is 1000 milliseconds, meaning 1 second. And that's the standard sort of duration that you get for Anime.js when you don't specify anything else. So we're just using 100 milliseconds more to finish for, so we can wait for that animation to finish and then start with the next one. Let's see how this looks. Pretty nice in my opinion. That's good. And now it would obviously be nice to have this link appear at the same time as this sort of title. So we simply copy that and translate Y in this case will be from -20 to 0. And we will simply target .middle wrapper and then A. So that's our link. Let's see. Boom. Pretty good. Let's see. Next thing we should animate is probably a couple of elements in our navigation here. Let's say nav wrapper. And what we need to do is, again, animate, targets, And let's target our hamburger menu or our hamburger icon. Dot hamburger div. So we're targeting these two divs inside of our hamburger icon. And that's the nice thing about creating those yourselves with simple HTML divs, because now we can animate this icon. Let's see. What we will do here is translate X in this case. And let's just try -20 to 0. So moving from left to right. Opacity, again, we need the 0 to 1 sort of effect. Easing should be, again, ease out expo. I want to keep everything kind of similar there. Duration should be fine. Delay, we want to use some delay here again, so the two divs come into the view kind of separately or one after the other. I think that will create a cool effect, so we need that again. And let's add 1 second of delay and then add 100 times I. Meaning we have 1 second of delay for the overall animation, and then the second hamburger will, or the second line here, the second line will come in 100 milliseconds after the first one. And adding this 1 second here makes sure that the title is loaded in after, before the hamburger icon animates. So that's what you just saw here. I think that looks pretty good. Not too much, not too little. Just a subtle little animation there. All right, that's looking good. Let's add a small animation to this title here as well. Let's just go ahead and animate all of those elements to create a sort of load-in animation when you first visit the website. So what we'll do is, in this case, target nav wrapper, and H1 is what we're looking for. So that would be nav wrapper, and H1 is our little logo, essentially, our text logo. I'd like to have translate Y here again. -20 to 0 should be fine. Opacity should be fine. Easing is fine as well. And a delay, let's see, the delay is simple here, just add 1 second. Let's see. Nice. 1 second is fine because that means it will essentially start simultaneously to our hamburger icon animation. And I think that's fine, otherwise it would just take way too long. All right, awesome. And let's see. Next thing we can do is animate these two elements here. They look sort of decorational actually, but let's just go ahead and animate them as well. So first thing we need to target is .info wrapper, I think I call it, info wrapper, and then that's a span element. And we'll do translate X on it. -20 to 0 is fine. So it comes in from the left side, and yeah, that's good. Opacity, easing, delay, okay, that's good, I think. Let's see. Yep, it's looking good, just a subtle little animation there. So it's this element here we're targeting, .info wrapper, and then the span inside of it. Next thing we need is the circle and the elements inside of that circle. So let's see. Just copy that. What we need here is .circle, and the circle is just this black background. So in this case, I would just reduce linear easing, keep the delay, remove the translate there and just make it fade in. That's fine. Yeah, because having that circle move around would be a bit too much there. Let's see, what else do we need? We should probably also animate these little bars here. I think this kind of little graph that we have there, because it looks nice. So what we'll do is say circle.1, circle.2, and circle.3. And this is going to target those three bars there. So what we want to do with them is we want to animate their height. You can actually animate all CSS properties within Anime.js. So in this case, we're just using height, and we're saying from 0 pixels go to the first one should be 8 pixels. So that's the height that it currently has. So it goes from nothing to 0, kind of scales up there. Easing should be ease out expo again. Can actually copy that for all of them. There we go, and there we go. And then also copy that and just adjust the values. So the second one should only be 6 pixels, and the last one should go up to 15 pixels. So that's that. Duration, let's set a duration. Let's make it a bit quicker than the other animations and just paste that in there as well. And delay for the first one can be 1500 milliseconds, and then 1700 and 1900. So 200 milliseconds delay between them and 1.5 seconds before the first animation starts, because that's a really small animation, and if you would start that one together with the other ones, I think it would go unnoticed. So let's see what that looks like. All right. Yeah, I think that's fine. Actually, let's try out delay and just reduce that there. So 1500, 1600, 1700, let's see. That's a little nicer actually. Yep, okay, cool. Let's see. I think the last element that's left on the side, the last element would be the circle there. So let's see, let's just copy that and say dot scroll circle. I think that's the class. Yep, scroll circle, and it's inside of it we have an icon. So scroll circle, let's try translate y from -100 to 0. Easing is fine. Duration, let's set it to 1, or let's just remove it. So we have a standard duration of 1 second, and delay should be even higher, because we want that scroll icon to be animated as the very last element, because from a user experience standpoint, it would be nice to kind of hint at the fact that you can scroll down the website, obviously. So that's kind of why we want to have that scroll circle animate as the last element there. Let's see. Yes, it's working, but we obviously forgot the opacity. Whoops, like that. See? Ooh, it's looking good. All right. Yeah, I think we're done here. That's looking pretty good. All right, guys, I hope you guys learned something. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It was a rather short one, but yeah, if you have any suggestions or any questions, leave them down in the comments. Other than that, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see each other in the next video. Till then, stay safe and bye.